My name is Eduardo Vilaro, and I am the Artistic Director of Ballet Hispánico of New York. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I don't know what it may be because I'm from a socialist country, I don't know. I think it's everybody's responsibility. When I speak to a parent in the school and I hear that in the voice they're going, you, we want the school, I'm like, no. This is a relationship and you need to be saying the same thing I'm saying to your child who's learning about dance. So that's the first thing that I think we really need to see, that everyone has a part in dance. And you know, there are some systemic things, like, you know, the mom's taking the girls to ballet class and that's it, it ends there. You know, how do you talk about it? What do you do? You know, we have such problems with body issues. How is that? And it's gotten better. It's really getting there. But I guess you get the point that I'm saying, that it is our responsibility. It's the responsibility of presenters. It's the responsibilities of our government to understand how important it is. Each and every one of us. I think it is rare to find the dancer who understands that it is their responsibility as well to put their message about the work they're doing out. And I understand that you are as an artist, you must be very focused. But you become a better artist when you are looking at things 360. You know, you look at the bigger picture, and it's hard to get dancers to remove themselves from this very tunnel-focused, did I get the part, didn't I get the part, is my foot right, is this, and you know, that speaks to a certain kind of training, and I think that it's changing, but yeah, I think at a level you must be self-absorbed, but in that self-absorption, there is understanding that there's a bigger world out there, and you are absorbed with that. You are reading papers. You are reading books. You are discovering, you know, who this choreographer is you're working with, and where they come from, and how you might land up into it. See, it's very easy, and it's an easy out for a dancer to say, well, I'm doing my work. I'm in class every day. I take Pilates 5 days a week, and I'm not eating this. And okay, that's limited absorption. And I always look for dancers who are interested in being in a conversation about the work we do and how they are in for it, not just for the job. I think that the public is actually interested more than we know about dance. I think we don't give them the benefit of the doubt. I think we treat them in a very hierarchical way, and I think we need to stop now. I mean, companies like Ailey and everyone who's shown up in So You Think You Could Dance, hey, I mean, come on. They're showing that, yes, they're showing work that's accessible, that's whatever you want to call it, that's easier on whatever you want to call it. But what it is, it's getting dance out there, and it's getting. It's not just a marketing ploy. I think it's a way of really opening up to people. I mean, some people who have never ever seen a dance company are seeing some Ailey dancers on So You Think You Can Dance, and they're like, wow, I might want to experience that more. So I think there's a lot of dance possibility going on right now, and I think it's scary to try to think, how can I leverage that? And is it my place to leverage? Because we're still working in the structures of I don't want to say outdated, but of another model. I think it's the exposure. I think it's how do we bring them into the conversation? How do you bring your audience into the studio beyond just showings? What is the conversation? So it is marketing. How is marketing enhancing and developing ways of opening the door to the process. We haven't used that word yet. To the process of either dance making or dance training. How do you remove the shackles of preconception? You know, and that's a way for ballet. And I have to tell you, I'm such a huge ballet fan, and I will sit through 10 Swan Lakes and still love it. And how I fell in love with it was because I had an uncle who took me every Sunday to the opera or to the ballet. So it was just pure exposure. It wasn't, you have to like this. It's like, no, come on, maybe you'll like it. So how do we expose our audiences to an empty playing field? But yet, you have companies like the Ballet Nacional de Cuba, who went in, and I mean, she's remarkable for this. She went to this, during this coup, she went to Fidel Castro, she said, I am going to build this arts organization that's going to be part of the revolution. And why I'm saying this is because I'm a firm believer in revolutions, and I think it's time for one now. And said to the government, I need this and this and this, and you will see what I produce. And so there was a conversation there. There is a connection. There is a vibrancy about going to your government and saying, we can change lives. And she has changed lives.
If you look at Cuba, I mean, everybody loves ballet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sport there.
That's right. And it really is. Now, they're not too thrilled about contemporary dance. They're still dealing with that. But that's because, again, how did it get to the people? It was something that they were all around. So we need to somehow or other, and it's not an easy job. I don't have the answers. I could try in my own way. I'm a firm believer that any education is good. I mean, that you, not any, but that you go find yourself and try to make yourself more knowledgeable and aware is good for you and makes you a very different kind of person and human being. I think it's great, and there are some really wonderful college programs for dance. I think they're now learning, understanding more about balancing the technique and what you really need to be a dancer, and also the intellectual, educational side of it. That's coming into a balance now. Universities and colleges need to know that they can't dummy anything up. And they need to understand that not everyone is going to be able to make it through something like this. It's hard, it's difficult, it's grueling already, dance by itself. Then you add education and you add, you know, higher learning to it, and it's, wow, the time that you spent. So finding that balance is something very interesting, and I think we're still exploring it. I feel that there have been some wonderful dancers that I've worked with that come from the university and are just so better equipped to be articulate about what they do, and are willing to be articulate. Well, I think it's going back to what we discussed earlier, that you're so focused in a certain kind of focus that you don't get, and being in a place of learning opens you up to, exposes you to other ways of thinking. And so that's, I mean, that's the thing that I received at Adelphi University. You know, that I was able to leave my head about, you know, whatever technique I was doing that day, and, you know, was doing Western history or, you know, any kind of mathematics or something else. I took sign language. It took me away from it and opened up different perspectives.